Hi everyone, Rusty Dog here and welcome to Los Angeles International Airport. Okay, so we're going to be flying out of here today in the Airbus and hopefully having a nice landing in San Francisco. So it's just under a 1-hour flight and hoping to get underway shortly. This is part of LAX, LAX, and we are located, I don't know, somewhere. I don't know where we are. We actually, is that us? We're an American flight, we're one of these. Hey, Von Doodle, yeah, you are first again, man. You are. Nice to see you, man. Right, let's reset this camera. Get it back to the old Alex 75 on this, 75 to 80 for me is good. Alright, so yeah, we're going to take the old bird out again and see if we can get down on her, get her down safely. Right, latest, this is another, I think this is the first time I've done a flight with this latest build. There was another build that came out a few days back, so don't think I've done anything since then. So yeah, we're doing the United States basically because it's daytime here, and if I did the UK or Europe right now it would be dark and light is better. So I have my cup of hot chocolate, which I remember to buy, and it's way too sweet. I don't like it that sweet, but anyway. So let's get up here and turn on the batteries and establish the ground power. And let's get the navigation system up and running. Let's get the crew supplied with oxygen, turn the voice recorder on, and we'll get some initial lights on the plane. Where's the other little thing? There you are. Okay. No smoking sign set to auto. Seat belts don't have to be on yet. Emergency exits armed. Okay. Right. I just filed the flight plan very recently. So hopefully, I'm just going to have a quick look around here, make sure. If you guys spot any, for example, if you spot any stuttering on the graphic movement, let me know please, because I know it happens on Elite Dangerous, but I'm not sure whether it's translating over to here as well. Right, I think that is normal. Smoke detector fault, is it? Yeah, there we go, it's gone. Did you hear about the I heard something about a crash. I think somebody, one of the flight simmers, real pilot flight simmers, did a video on it. Haven't looked at it yet. So what was it? Because one of the stewards accidentally pressed the seat button and rammed the pilot into the stick. The seat button. So what? The seat goes forward. Oh, it just dropped a fair bit. Okay. Wow. That is some scary stuff. She'll be getting fired then. Even though it was probably an accident. Yeah. Things need to be in place. Yeah, shot forward. And I suppose if the front of the plane's diving down, it's going to be quite difficult to push that seat back. It's up to the co-pilot, I guess, to pull the plane out of the dive first. But if the captain's pressed up against the other yoke, that wouldn't happen in an Airbus. Well, at least not this one, because you don't have a stick or you just got this thing at the side. Oh, did I not post on Discord? Wait a minute, I think I did. Checking. Yeah, I did. I posted on my Discord today in the Flight Simulator channel the sneak peek preview of the fly-by-wire Airbus A380. Ooh, ooh, that's looking good. Andy K! Hey Andy, how are you, sir? Yeah, it's looking really, really nice. They're doing a great job on it. I can't wait. I tell you what, I bought this. It's Cadbury's Highlights chocolate. You've got to put 3 teaspoons in. It's quite pricey as well, but in my view, it's way too sweet. Way too sweet. Like everything Cadbury's does now. Okay, let's start down here. And I'll try to remember what I need to remember. So let's go in here first. Probably a little bit early for this to get the weather. It's weird how you can only request the weather for the one airport. Okay, so we want... I just want to get a quick weather report for here. And we want the meta. Send that. Alright, so back to the menu then. Take a look at that weather report in a second. We're in date until the 20th of March when our expiry date comes. That's fine. We're on the CFM engines today. And let's get the flight plan in. It's scheduled to take off at 45. It's 20:07 now. It's scheduled to take off 20:45. That might be optimistic. Right. Right, cost index. Well, let's get the flight plan loaded up onto the tablet as well. And then we'll be able to see everything. So we've got the weather here, actually. And on arrival, no rain. It was raining in here yesterday when I was going to do the flight, but then I switched over and did Elite Dangerous instead. And now the weather's nice and clear here. Temperatures look okay. Yeah, 18 here, 17 degrees in San Fran. Okay, so this is what we wanted, and now if we go here in the pilot briefing, we've got the flight plan, the weather brief, and yeah, there's the meta there. Okay, so let's see, cost index is 5. Well, let's jam that in. And the cruise, yesterday when I plotted the flight, it was 34,000 feet. Now for some reason, for a 1 hour flight, 53 minutes I think, it wants us to be up at 360. Yeah, you see, I don't know. I'm gonna have a look at the flight plan and see if it's gonna do that, because otherwise I might have to redo this flight plan and bring the flight level down to 340. So let's get the wind information in for the climb. That's it. Done. Right, that's the first init page. Now we go... I think there's more you can use in terms of the acronym, but I just use diffrip, right? So data, which is your first page, which had the information on with the air rack cycle. I is the first init screen, and then F, so diff. So here's the flight plan. That's a very strange one. Wow. Show me the route. Show me the route. That's that looks like quite a short one. Oh wow. It is what it is. So Summer 2 outbound and Surfer 4 inbound. Okay. There's Surfer, but we need to put the star in there as well. Okay. Right, clacks. And departure is, I actually don't know, I didn't check it beforehand. Runway 24 right via Summer 2. So 24 right. I hope we're getting an ILS approach via Summer 2. I need to do an ILS approach because it's the way to practice my thing, and the transition is stoked, right? It is indeedy. All right, we insert that in, and then we'll go to KSFO and arrival on runway 28 right. ILS. Perfect. We have an RNAV on there as well. I'll have to do some more RNAV approaches on those, by the way. A bit behind practicing for those. What was it again? Surfer 4. Surfer 4. And there is no transition, so insert that. Clear the scratch board at the bottom, which is just telling us about the wind uplink and that the GPS is kicked in. Alright, so that's diff. R is radio nav, but we don't need to put anything in here at the moment. So the next I on diff rip is the other int in it, but this time we're going to page number 2. Right, so now we need to introduce the block fuel and the zero fuel weight and center of gravity. Okay. So for that, I want to be mass and balance. We need to load the aircraft as well, and let's do it instant this time, and we'll just go send to MCDU, and let's see what we've got here. Oh, it doesn't put the... It doesn't put these figures in? I thought it did. Let me just come out of here a second. Okay, what's the fuel? Yeah, okay, so we've got the fuel there. I'm on the wrong page then, aren't I? Okay, never mind. We'll do it manually. So 58.4 and 29.9. I just want to make sure with that 58.4 if I need to round up or down. 58.469. Probably should do 58.5 really. So let's get this in first, and then we'll change it to 58.5 slash. See if it just does it. Awesome. And the block fuel is 5.3. Yeah. Wow, we're not left with any fuel to make it to the alternate airport. That's weird. 9 minutes of flying time? Is that it? You're not giving me much to play with here. We should be okay though. Right, so the P, obviously performance, and we can put this in automatically as well. So if we go here and here, so we're departing runway 24 right. Let's get it from the load sheet and let's sync this. So this is our takeoff weight here, flap config, 2 force toga, we're not going to do that. Anti-ice not required, packs will be on, and calculate. Okay, now send to MCDU. And that should send it to the page that we have. There we go. Did it send the throttle information as well? It doesn't. It's weird. I can just barely read that. It's quite dark. 1120. I wonder why it doesn't send that information over. And also engine out, 1120. There we go. Everything else is covered. Rotate at 139. V2 at 142. Eek! Okay. Do we already have this in? Yep, that's the correct load. 58.4. We put 59 in just to round it up. No, we didn't. 58.5, didn't we? Yeah, 58.5, 29.9. Fuel load is correct there. And if we go to the passengers and cargo, 152 passengers. Load of cargo is 2240. Pretty sure 2280. Pretty sure that's correct. 2280 it is. All right, so the plane knows where it's at. Yeah. Okay, so all the information is now in. Let's have a quick run through the flight plan and make sure we've got everything looking comfortable. And this time we want to be lined up with the runway on the way in, because we weren't last time. Right, there's top of climb. This is going to be interesting. Top of climb. And how long are we staying there for? Not very freaking long. 59 nautical miles. And then we'll be coming down again. You see? I mean, it's fine. It just seems a waste. Why not just get it to 34,000? By the time we've reached the climb, we'll be coming down again. It's bizarre. But we'll go with it. Yeah, alright, let me just check up on here still. Just gonna run that back a second. It's weird. Okay, let's keep running through. We've got limb, decel. Okay, so hold on. What altitude is decel? It's estimating 3630. Really? Alright. Okay. It's just that I heard about the arming the approach phase. You would do it. It has to be done below 9,500 feet, and just before you reach the decel. So I'm thinking around 4,500 feet. If I can get it right. We do have a discontinuity here, of course. Can't go without one. We'll just link that together. So let's clear that one. And that potentially links up. And that looks like a straight run in. So just before we make the turn for C-pin, which lines us up with the runway, we will establish the approach mode, and that will then allow us to get onto the localizer, which we won't be able to do until we make this turn anyway. And then hopefully we'll make the glide slope. Now, I've picked up a piece of information which might be important when it comes to landing this thing. When we're up in the air cruising, I've only got 60 nautical miles to do all my descent information putting into the plane, because we're coming down as soon as we get up, which is not good. I could actually change it though. Let's have a go through here. If I change the cruise to 340, you know what, I'm going to do that. Let's change it to 340 maximum. And that should alter this flight plan. So what do we got? Top of climb is now there. We've got 13, 75. Sorry, not 75, 13, 32 and 38. So 70, 83 nautical miles. Alright, that'll give me time to put the descent information into the plane. I'll have it all written down ready, I think. Because if I don't, then it's just going to go haywire. So we'll get the descent information ready. And we'll get that in a minute. Yeah, so I picked up a little nugget of information, I don't know if it's right, about just the altitude to be at to collect the glide slope at the right time. And it seems there's a thing called AAL, which is above aerodrome level. So it's basically your runway elevation plus 3,000. So we'll be setting this to up or down, rounded up or down to the nearest we can get it to. So when we come to do that, you'll see. But yeah, so we're going to initially climb out to 34,000. I'm not doing the 36. So let's get this back onto. I'm happy with the flight plan, I think. I think. So we're in the US, so we're operating in inches, so it's 30.01 I believe here, the air pressure currently. I think I read that right. Oops, there we go. So weather, so 30.01. I'll refresh it just in case there's been a change. No, air pressure is 30.01 inches. Yes, exactly. I do refer to the charts, but I did on the last flight and it didn't intercept the localizer. But the reason for that was because we weren't lined up on the runway. When we made the final turn, if you watch the stream, the runway was over to our left slightly, and the localizer is what brings it, you know, we got to be kind of lined up with it really. And because the localizer didn't intercept, there was no chance that the glide slope was going to. And that's why it all went pear-shaped. But yeah, I want to try this method anyway. So let's take a look quickly at the charts. I'll do it here. And Los Angeles International Aeropuerto. Because we're not in the Boeing, I don't really need information from here, but anyway, so let's have a look. We're taking off runway 24 left, was it? Oh God. (24) right. Right. Alright, 24 right, which is up here, right? And we're down here. Awesome. So outbound course is 251. I don't know, does it put that in? It does put the course in. You see, it does it automatically, and I'll bet it's got the freaking, this is the frequency for the airport as well. The ILS frequency, 108 point, what was it? God, my memory. 108.5. It won't show that here, I don't think. It might. There, we don't need it. Right, outbound course is what I needed. Length of the runway is fine. We've got the right runway. Okay, let's go back. And we're looking at San Fran. And I'm just going to quickly jump straight to ground charts and have a look at the same chart for the way in. No, I keep getting the wrong one. Oh, the A380 has its own. Okay. So 20, oh my God. 28 right. So inbound course. This is part of our info. I mean, the plane knows it anyway. I don't need to put it in. The plane picks this up. It also picks up the ILS frequency automatically, which we'll see on the final approach chart. Oh, come on. Okay, so we want ILS 28 right. Cat 2 and Cat 3, we're not doing that one, so it'll be this one. Alright. So this TDZE is what we want. This is the touchdown zone elevation. So this can deviate from the runway elevation, or the airport elevation, I should say. The airport elevation might be 100 feet, and the TDZE might be 98 feet. Might be a 2-foot difference. And that's because of undulations or maybe slopes on the runway compared to the airport itself. So, touchdown zone, yeah, 13 feet. But then you've got touchdown 55 feet. But yeah, it's 13 that we're interested in. So 3013 would be our final. It's actually got 3000 there, but I'm going to put 3000 in. I'm comfortable with that. But then at Axmal we've got 1800. See, this diagonal line here is your glide slope. This is a basically side view of this. So this is your glide slope here, and if we extend the line out here, then we'll establish the localizer. If we were at 3000, we'll establish it here, but we might be too late there. So at C-pin, I'm going to have to bring it down to 1800 by the looks of it. Let's have a look at my flight plan. What is it? Axmal, C-pin to Axmal. Let's see what it says on here. Yeah. Now, is C-pin a constraint? Doesn't say that, does it? So we've got Axmal here, we've got C-pin here. ILS frequency 1117, which is pointing right where C-pin is. If this line comes out and we stay at 3000 and intercept it here, we should intercept where this is, right? Oh, no, I'd have to have a look at a paper and see if I could draw a line up and a line out from here. So I'm just curious now, if I stayed at 3000 to intercept the localizer and then the glide slope, I would intercept the glide slope here. But If we intercept the glide slope here, it's going to start bringing the plane down. So we need to go from 3000 here to 1800 here. I think I think I'm going to use 1800, or at least 2000 feet. Glide slope 1800 feet. Yeah, I did read that people were saying that if you set, it's like a general rule is to set 3000 plus your touchdown height. That'd be 3013. Obviously you round it down to 3000 in this case, which is what that says. I don't want to be, if I keep it at 3000 and I should have it here instead, then I'm going to be too high and we're going to miss the runway again. If I bring it down to 1800, when we reach C-pin, I'll bring it down to 1800. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is what's going to happen anyway. I'm going to put 1800 in, and I guess the plane may be expecting that, and then it's going, these are the altitude it's going to make these places anyway. So C-pin, we're going to be 111 feet above the 3000, which I think is okay. And then we've got, from when we hit Axmal, we've got 5 nautical miles to the runway. So this is when we'll be getting our gear down and the final stage of flaps. Maybe just a tad before Axmal. Okay. Alright. We'll just do our best to what we can. And, yeah. See if we can make it. Plane seems happy at the moment that it can do it, so if it's happy, I'm happy. The other descent information that we need is the decision altitude, which is 200 feet above the touchdown zone, which is 13, and therefore it's 213. So the decision altitude is, this is the only thing I need to put in manually, I believe, the decision altitude. And then I'm going to be using low brakes, I think, on this one. Does it have the runway length up the top here? I think it's big enough. It's freaking San Francisco International Airport. It's going to be big enough. 28 right. I'm going to do this now before we get there. So 28 right, applying the current METAR, and landing weight. Oh, we can't calculate that, can we? Actually, 2.8 tons on board. Nah, we can't. It's too early. I just want to see what brakes I'm going to need. I'm just going to go with low brakes. I'm pretty sure it's going to be enough. I would love to know. We'll have to do it by the charts though. Come on. Okay, so ground charts and this one. So 28 right is massive, 3,618 meters or 11.8 thousand feet. Low brakes will be fine. Okay. Right. Oh, can I just put the final approach chart back on there, please? That's the wrong one. There we go. All right. Cool. I want to be prepped. So yeah, I'm going to set 1,800 for the way down. So we'll get that prepped over. Okay. Plane is loaded. We're ready to go. once I have all of this in my head, a procedure in my head of what to do, like a guaranteed procedure, I will feel a lot more comfortable, and this whole process that we're doing right now will be a lot faster. Okay, so the APU starting up. And I'm kind of happy with everything else on here at the moment, except for the stuttery frames. But I mean, we're at a busy airport here, guys. This place is huge. Oh, we can't go that way. Wow. All right. Fine. What's our route out of here? Nose right then. Let's have a look, see if we can find the Airbus A380's got a lovely, it puts the whole color map of one of these on the primary display. It's just beautiful. Right, where are we? Oh, we're not here. Wrong airport. It would help if you went to Los Angeles. Okay, so right, so we're here and we need to get to here. What a commotion. So we need to go, we're not quite faced in that direction, by the way. We're faced pointing over here. So we need to go nose right and then follow up here, KKKK, Kilo, all the way through Kilo, and then we can either turn on this Delta or Echo. We'll go Echo, and then we'll turn here, go across the runway, and then onto right. What a rigmarole. We've got quite the taxi. Alright, APU is now available, so we can turn off the ground power, and I'm going to have to unrequest it in the thing as well. Alright, let's get pushback. I'm not pressing anything. It did all that by itself. Oh, here she comes. Just a walking down the street.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Oh. Something I keep forgetting. Don't need to put the cab on, but I will.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
It's not going to like it if I don't have these two complying with each other. I'm surprised there's not an option where they, in the tablet, where you can automatically sync them up.
Locking gear.
Yeah, so frame rate's going to suffer because we're at a big international airport with lots of planes. We're in the Phoenix, which is a little bit hungry, and it's just the way it is, I guess.
Release parking brakes, please.
Seen as how you asked so nicely.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Good old Will.
Arm doors and cross-check.
Okay, Rusty. You know what to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you as we are about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following safety procedures. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft. The cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you. Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you. Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened whenever the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times.
Please set parking brake.
Fails, masks will drop from above.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
The oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. Take a life jacket from under your seat. Remove from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and click together. Pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate the life
She's in there.
inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate it by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into this tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. The cabin crew can assist you with life jackets for children. Your tray table must now
Cockpit
be
to ground.
stowed,
We have a
arms
good engine
down,
start.
window
You can
bars
disconnect.
open, and seatbelt fastened. Further information regarding your safety on board can be found in the in-flight magazine. We hope you have a great flight.
Oh yeah. I was going to say my brain's suddenly gone blank, but yeah, it's APU off.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
It's quite the convoluted route. I'll do my best to not get lost. Okay, so flaps are down, everything. Actually, I'm going to put that back over there. Fine for that right now. Has she moved? Has she gone? There she goes. Okay, we're good. We're clear. So, in a while, we will reach
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
our runway. But it won't be for a while yet. And we're going to run into some more planes. This plane came around the taxiway that we're going to be going on, I believe. And thankfully he's going in a straight line. Now, to take this taxiway. Right now there's no planes in the way, but we may have to. I'll be surprised if we get all the way without colliding with one. Okay, correct my position here. I wonder which is the busiest, LA or San Francisco. It's got to be LA, right? LA has to be the busiest airport of the two, for sure. Is that the busiest? No. JFK, maybe? The busiest airport in the US? JFK or Los Angeles, I wonder. Is that a British Airways? It is. Someone's got a long trip back. Drifting, drifting. That's the runway we're going off on, that where that plane is, I think. So I don't think we're taking this off here. I think we're taking the next one. Once I get comfortable with the landing procedures and blah 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 with this plane, I'll be doing longer flights actually. I'm only doing short ones because it bothers me to think that I'll be doing like a 2-hour flight only to mess it up at the end. So once I stop messing it up, I'll be more comfortable. I tell you what, this steering is a little bit wobbly today. I steer to the right, it goes right, and then I have to counter steer it back to the left again. Are we going just a little tad too fast? Now, just like when crossing the road, we're going to have to look both ways before crossing the runway. Should I take this very last turn off? I believe so. I'm gonna... No, actually we can take this one. Now this is 24 left, which is not where we want to be. Good thing I looked. And 24 right is there. Okay, oh, we're good. We don't need this anymore. Oh, let me get my camera back where it needs to be. Alright, come on, move before another plane decides to come in. Right, while we're moving, auto brakes to max. Spoilers armed. That's everything. We'll do the takeoff config check in just a moment. As we're actually on a live runway right now. Not the one we're taking off from though. I don't know if it's just that the steering is sensitive. I've got the correct sensitivities according to Fenix. But it does feel very sensitivo. Okay, let's just make sure the plane is happy. It is. No more planes coming in, right? Well, I hope not. Right, so this is good because we're just straight out here. Right, flaps set. Speed brake set. What else? Auto brakes. Yeah. Good to go. Stable. And rotate. Wow, a little bit jittery on the way up there. And gear up. Wow, got a little bit of crosswind there. Okay, flaps 1. Just keep it rolling up a little. Flaps in, and spoilers retracted. Let's hand it over to the autopilot. Bye-bye, LAX. Okay. Takeoff was a little bit windy, I think.
Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes. In just a few moments, we will commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to choose from our fresh selection available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept all major credit and debit cards. If we can be of any further assistance, just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Oh, it is. Yeah, look at this. The wind is 10 knots, gusting at 20 here. So yeah, we did get a little bit of. It wasn't a smooth takeoff in terms of holding the plane steady. It was a little bit. I don't know what the word is to describe it. A little bit skewy. A bit windy. Right, so it's going to make 12,000 feet first before it gets to here, because that will be the next constraint. And there it is. Dark. Okay, waiting for 10,000 feet. Did I miss? Oh, I'm going to put them on. Even though they're coming off right now, I didn't turn the landing lights on before I turned onto the runway. Mostly the reason for that is just chatting. Right, and now they can come off, and now the seatbelts. I'm gonna have to write it down on a piece of paper. Put the friggin' landing lights on. So that that's an omen to tell me that things aren't going to go well today, when I'm missing out the basic newbie stuff in life. Right, so yeah, we are flying along the west coast of the US. There is LAX. And then we've got San Fran all the way up here, I guess. Okay, so it's just leveling itself out until we get to this constraint of 12,000, which we're not allowed to exceed, and once we get past it, she'll shoot back up again. There you go. See, the plane obeys. I love it. Until we go past. And then the throttles here should increase. Here she goes. Ah, auto throttles, aren't they lovely? I could actually put all the landing information in right now, but we've got time. So this is our progress page, which on here, let's go to flight plan on here first. We've got KSFO 28R. So if I go, I think I can do this with the scratch pad. If I click on that, oh, it doesn't. No, okay, it doesn't. I thought it might copy it to the scratch pad, but KSFO 28R. So if we go to the progress and do KSFO runway 28 right, pop that here, so we have distance to runway, which is going to be good for the final approach, because when this says 6, I mean we're going to be lined up with the runway by then, but when this says 7 or 6 or something, flaps 3 and then undercarriage, gear down basically. So the optimum is 360 100. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, flight level 360 optimum, but we're going to be going at 340. Recommended maximum 38,700. We will not be going that high. Cool. So far so good, but to be fair, for me this is the easy bit. Right, we're just about to hit 18,000, so let's pull these to standard air pressure, and this one doesn't matter, but we'll do it anyway. Right, on this plane we do have the internal cameras. Haven't got it done on the IAE engined one yet. I think I've only set one camera. People on this side are just going to get to look at mainly water for the flight. Oh, this is the next seat behind. The people in this seat get to see the land. Look at the draw, I suppose. Turn here. Following the, looks like there's an airport below us. Yeah, just kind of following the coastline really. Very slick. And this is the just in front of the engine short. I think that's the only ones I've got, except for this one and that one. Didn't I also do a camera on the other one where we were more positioned like this or something? I'm going to do that on camera number 8. So if I go there, I can pop it to here. Just a little bit more forward, just for landing purposes, I guess. It's not making much of a difference. Okay, so our arrival weather, 17 degrees, air pressure currently 3002, a few clouds at 20,000, 10 statute miles of visibility, 3 knots of wind, nice. It looks all calm. Yeah, so the fly-by-wire A380X, I think X is just a fly-by-wire designation. Saw the sneak preview video, it looks really good, really awesome, and I believe from what I saw in the video, when you bring out this on the 380, actually has a keyboard on here, which is likely so you can type in whatever on these panels instead of pressing keys like this. And there's only one thing I want to know what they are. There's, on the console there are 2 things around this area that stick up. They just stick up and out, and a pasty. yeah pasty flight, pasty airlines. Copy and pasty. Yeah, these 2 big bumpy bits which sit on the thing. I wonder if I can perhaps get a picture of that, show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know what they are or what purpose they serve. Probably just a hand rest. Right, so let me see. So it's Airbus it's a big plane as well, Jesus. Airbus A380, and it's cockpit. Yeah, there they are. Alright, so allow me to demonstrate while this plane takes us up to the cruising altitude. And we're not going to be there for very long either, so we better we better keep an eye on stuff. Alright, so what I'm referring to is these things here. Let me see if we can open image in the new tab. Yeah, so these bumpy things here. What's the deal with those? Because they just seem to be in the way. Oh, there you go, look, the keyboard. Yeah, this. Haha, it's there. Yeah, fly-by-wire have got all of this, man. It looks just like this. It's really nice, really good job on it. And all those pages that you get on the MCDU and on the Airbus, where you've got, you know, your approach phase, your climb phase, your descent phase, and all that. They're all up across here they're all across here in tabs on this plane. Now look at this. You got your video out. Yeah, these things. What's the deal with those? Do you just rest your hand on them and then work some control here? I don't know what those are. It's all screens in this one though. It's a bit more advanced, isn't it? But you've got your little, it's a QWERTY keyboard as well here. And then you've got your main one up there. It's a really big thing, and also on the cockpit, it's large, and also on the Airbus, the fly-by-wire, this seat, you can move it backwards and across, you know, so you get into your seat and then the seat comes across and forwards. It actually moves on the A380 fly-by-wire version. A lot of the things are similar, except, you know, you've got 4 engines. So you'd be starting like 3, 4, and then 1, 2. I think you start 3 and 4 at the same time, and 1 and 2 at the same time. And because it's fly-by-wire, I think likely it's going to be free of charge. I think they should charge at least, rather than have it for free, they should at least put a nominal charge on there. Maybe, I don't know, $20 or £20 or something, 25. It would still sell. Nobody else has got an A380 of that quality. I think they should get something back for all their efforts they put in. A hold up or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's for. I mean, there's nothing anywhere remotely resembling that here. Look at the limited space here. There was a massive gap between the center, well, not massive, but compared to here, there was quite a large gap between the seat and the console. You couldn't quite squeeze through it, but you could, you know, it's bigger. Right, so we're hitting 280, still climbing. So here is top of climb. Within the next 12 nautical miles. We would have made flight level 360, but Jesus, just to get up there and then back again. Hey, Mr. Badman, back from shopping with and for the mother-in-law-ish. Okay. Hope you had a good trip. Rollerball. I'll find out, I'm sure. They didn't say when it was coming or anything, but they showed all the stages, the taxi, the takeoff, I think a little bit of cruising, and then the landing they showed. The landing was quite nice to see. It was you can tell, like, an A380 landing, there's no mistaking the fact that it is a big plane. Oof. Right, we're at cruise now. I'm going to get the descent information in at the moment. So if we go to performance, go to the next phase and the next phase. So let's get the, what was it, 213 was it, I think. 213 is our Barrow. QNH, last time I looked, 3002. I will refresh it just to be sure. So let's do a refresh. Oh, it has changed. Okay, so 3000, but then we want 0505. 0505. Temperatura 18 degrees. And we will be initiating a config 3 landing. Approach speed 143, landing speed 138. Right. It'll probably still come up, enter destination data, because it's probably just programmed to do that. But yeah, it's in, it's done. The only thing we need to do is arm the auto brakes to low and just follow procedures for the normal landing. Good to go. And also I am going to bring this all the way down. My only fear is I don't want to dip underneath the glide slope either, because that's just as bad. But we'll blah, blah, blah. Try again. We will know where we are in relation to the glide slope by following the diamond here. So these dots are your localizer and these dots are your glide slope. So based on where the diamond is. So when we were coming in last time, we had the diamond in the middle, like where the glide slope would. That was fine, but the localizer diamond, which should have been in the middle, wasn't. It was over here, because that's where the freaking runway was, and we were over here to the right. And if you looked outside, the runway was like there. We weren't properly lined up, so the localizer never captured, and that's why the plane didn't capture the glide slope and didn't descend. And that's what happened last time. I rewatched the stream back and I noticed it, and I could see that the final line here going into the airport, it wasn't perfectly straight. It didn't look quite straight. It was just a little bit off. And we did have a bit of a gust as well. You know when you see that the wind pulls the tail out a little bit and the plane doesn't look quite square on with the line? Well, yeah, it was like that. It's the same now. It's not quite with the line, because there's a 39 knot wind pushing in this direction. So it's not enough to twist it out as much. But yeah, Elliot's vlog. Yeah, Saturday. It's only got a few hours to go on Saturday. How's the terrain? Yeah, you got your land on your right and you see on your left. Let's take a look out. Rocky Mountain High. Imagine strapping a bungee cord to the wing and just doing a bungee jump from a jet. Oh, some nutcase will do it. Oh, we got another plane whizzing past there. There he goes. See him? Woo, man. See him? There he goes. There he goes. I think one of the passengers in the back's going back to get his heart. It's a reference to the song I Left My Heart in San Francisco. This is in pounds. You should always have kilos in brackets. Okay, so now we're expected to land with 2.9 tons of fuel on board, and we currently have 3540, so that'll be 640 kilos. Huh? 640 kilos, so 640 minus that. 61,400, 360, 61,260, so 61.3, I guess. Oh, Is it point? Does it just want the point? Yeah, it does. Right, so if we're going to be using max reversers, flap 3, we're going for a flap 3 config, manual landing, low brakes, auto throttle will be on because it cancels itself at the end when you land. We're assuming dry, we're going to land nicely. Plenty of room, plenty of space. Even if we refresh the meta. It even displays it for us here as well, which is very nice. So final approach course 284 and the localizer frequency 1117. So that will eventually get put into here, if it hasn't done it already, and it has. 285 on the course, it says 284, not going to argue over 1 degree, it's not going to make a damn bit of difference. It's localizer 1117, it's already got it, so it knows, and then I just had to put in the other info about the air pressures and whatnot. So yeah, we're good. All we have to do now is just before we get to top of descent, we just click this button, pull it out at the top, and thus begins the descent. And we have a message. Can you make the company party? It's not about that. Uniops. United Airlines operation. Oh, ow. Operations. Okay, there we go. So we've got 4 nautical miles to Stoked, 43 more, and then we're hitting TD. TD! Which means its top of descent is just out of range of this circle here. Just a little bit out. There you go. Once it dips under that dotted line, we can bring that down and it'll be visible as well. Don't need that on actually at the moment. Right, let's see how the passengers are getting on. Oh, hello. Go to the other side as we execute another turn. We're really close to the window there, aren't we? If I can just sit a bit more forward. I'll tell you what, if you look at the windows in the A380, they're smaller, same shape, smaller, and this, the distance from the glass to this plastic here, the depth is quite a bit deeper from the looks of it. The windows look a bit smaller. Or at least it looks that way. Sure that there's nobody behind me. It's going to push me into my seat. I wonder which button that stewardess pressed then. I mean, seat controls, I don't know. These are the lumbar supports. Like the buttons that move the seat. How did she get access? And what's she doing in the freaking cockpit anyway? Yeah. So the other things we need to watch out for in here is the decel point and the 10,000 feet, then decel, then after limb we want to make sure just before we line up with the runway that we're going to hit the approach mode. Oh boy. I've got it written out, so I know. Is it late for me at the moment? No, it's 20 past 9 at night, but I've done a little bit of sleeping, did a couple of hours this afternoon. I've not been sleeping very well, but I bought today, I went out shopping, and in the supermarket, I only went for food, but in the supermarket they had a little, like they had a nice offer on for two new pillows, like a 2-pack of pillows, anti-allergy ones, which I don't think I've got an allergy on them, but get them anyway. And so I've got 2 new pillows now, so hopefully, because one of my pillows was like really twisted up, you know, and it was an awkward shape over time, so there was no way of getting it back into the shape of something that resembles an actual pillow. So I've just bought 2 new ones, and that might help me get a nice sleep. Who knows? I hope so. It would be very nice if that was the case. Right, we can get this down to 40 now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to bring it down to 20. And then when this is around, somewhere between this dotted line and these little pips here, somewhere in between, I'll start the descent, I think, and let the plane just do its thing. Yeah, naps are nice. Sometimes though I don't, thing is I don't like setting an alarm and saying, you know, wake me up in an hour or wake me up in an hour and a half or something. I always like to wake up naturally rather than be alarmed to awake. So I end up sometimes sleeping more hours than I would ideally like, but it hasn't been so bad today compared to other days. Never. Oh God. What? Why are we picking up these 80s channels? You are kidding. Are you kidding? There, now talk. Turn the radios off. How did we tune into an 80s frequency, and why can't we get rid of the damn thing? Wow. I'm sure that I'm sure I keep turning the damn thing off. In fact, I'm sure it is off. The MSFS standard speech, ATC, I'm sure it's off in the options. Alright. Down she goes. Because we did it a little bit early, we are below the flight path, but the plane will compensate, ease itself out. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please strap in as the pilot takes you on the ride of a lifetime. Very nice, very smooth movements there. Very weathered looking livery here. It's got a flashing butthole. In case of instrument failure, standby compass just in case things just go wrong. When that comes down, something's not gone right. Okay, so we are perfectly on this flight path here by the looks of it. Deviation 1 foot. Oh wow, it couldn't get better than that. That's perfect. A great big 61.7 ton plane within like a foot of the ideal flight path. Absolutely perfect. So where is the airport now in relation to where we are? Okay, so it's a squiggle to the right, a squiggle to the left, and we're there. So it's not over here. No. Where are we on the map? Can we see? Right, so there's a going in bit and a sticky out bit. So it looks like it might be up here. I don't know, it's not a technical map. Oh, we'll stick the terrain on though, I think, right? Because I don't know how flat San Francisco area is. I don't think we're in danger of hitting anything though. Right, is the plane still happy it's going to make all of its bits? It is, it's all purple. Aximal at 1800, and that's what we got here. Oh boy. I'm good, I'm confident. I'm confident it's not going to go right. No, come on. We have to be positive, optimistic. The problem is I've found that if I get a perfect descent and a butter smooth final approach and landing and everything goes absolutely perfect, I still can't be satisfied. I can be satisfied in this particular session, but I know that on the next flight it could just go all wrong again. If I do 5 flights in a row and they all 5 work out perfect and I'm following the same procedures, then I can start to get a little bit of confidence. But before that, yeah, no. So what are we looking at here? Above 20,000 at 280 knots. Well, yeah, we're good. Flight path down is perfect. What's the deviation? 3 feet. Oh, it's perfect, guys. It's that moment between the mid approach phase up to the final approach phase where you capture the localizer or the glide slope. That's the spot, that little area that I need to polish and get right. I seem to have less issues doing that in the Boeing than I do here in the Fenix. Even the fly-by-wire, I think I've had more success. But this is the full study level thing, so I want to do it here. sidestep landing. I watched a video today that explained that, but I think I skipped past it because I was wanting to get to another part of the video. You have a straight in landing and a sidestep, which has got different decision altitudes. Ooh. Just got having a bit of curiosity about the land there. Another airport. I think we're here. I don't know. Okay, so far no drag required. We're a little bit under, which is fine by me. 13 feet under. You can see the plane trying to just tweak a little bit all the time. It does that by changing this angle of attack. 20,000 feet. So at 18,000 we need the pressures in, and it was 3,000 it changed to last time, so I'm just going to do a refresh, make sure it's the same. Yeah, it is. So 30.0, so 30 inches we need at 18,000. So we'll get that changed already. Only has to go down one click. We can do that at 18,000 feet. We'll change it on the main ones here. Well, since we turned the radio off and on, we've not had Radio Man come back to us. So if we're looking at flap 3 landing, so we've got a 230, 200, 185. Okay. Right, here we go on the right hander, and then there's a little kink to the left, and we'll be lining up with the runway. It's somewhere on that. It's not on the wet bit, it's somewhere on the dry bit here. Is this right? No. I was wondering, I thought that looks a bit weird. Right, air pressures. So we pull up, drag in, and match it on this side. There we go. Right, so the next thing is procedures at 10,000 feet. So it's not been a long flight, which is good. I don't want to do particularly long ones. Hour and a half at the most, really. If the flight takes an hour and 40, I'll take that. But generally aiming around hour and a half for a flight. I don't want to go under that because it's kind of pointless with a plane like this, and SimBrief will give you altitudes which are way too high, where there's the top of climb and top of descent will overlap, which is not not good. Yeah, you can adjust the altitude, the cruising altitude yourself, of course, but like we did on this one. SimBrief recommended 36,000 feet, and we changed it to 34. Either would have worked, but I prefer it this way. Still expecting to land with 2.9 tons of fuel. I don't know whether it caters for the fact that we flew lower than we were supposed to. So we would have burned up a tiny bit more fuel. Yeah. So what's that? Is that the decel point? That's the limb. Okay. Is that limb? This dot here? Does that represent this 10,000 feet? I guess we'll find out. So it is quite mountainous, eh? You can see these greens getting brighter here, showing higher, what's the word, topology, higher heights on the hills. Oh, we've got these squares here, look. Nasty. Alright, so far so good. So I just wonder what these numbers are. Is this like that the highest point on the terrain is 3,300 feet and the lowest is 600? Is that what that is? I'm not sure. I don't know. I stupid. I'll have to find out. I like to know all these little ins and out bits. Because if it is, that means as long as we're above 3.3 and we're not flying towards the bright bits, we're fine. We're not going to hit anything. I like how we've got the altitude in meters here on this one. If you're a metric-y kind of person like me. Right, the decel is around 3, 6. Eddy is 6,000. So yeah, around 4.5, 4,000. Although it does say after decel. Okay. Just thinking about the approach phase. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'll do it after the decel. 3,500 feet probably. Okay, coming up to 10,000 shortly. This is the nervy moment then. Make sure we don't forget anything. So the weather's decent, no turbulence, so seatbelts can stay off until 10,000. Right, 10,000 it is. So we are setting the auto brakes to low. We are setting the flap config because we're going to do a flap 3 landing, so we're going to... Ooh, you bastard. Sorry. Tell the plane now. And then we want the landing lights on. That's everything there. Seat belts can go on. And finally, the LS button can go on as well. So our next thing, keeping an eye on this as well. And our next thing's going to be just after decel, where we're going to initiate it. The plane's going to probably do it itself, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing.
That's this.
Your cabin bag is
It
safe.
might do it by itself.
Inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrests down and window blinds open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, magazines that you do not want to keep. The toilets are no longer in service. Thank you.
So this turn here, I believe, is the final straight into the runway. And that's got to be before this. Actually, no, it's just on the water there. So, where's the runway? Over here? Yep, looks like it's just over here. The thing with this plane as well is if I don't arm the approach phase in time, it'll do it itself. It wants more drag. Yeah, it does. Drag initiated. Just need to brush off some speed as well, I think. But yeah, we were drifting a little bit above our flight path there. So we have the spoilers out. I think the plane will activate the approach phase on the decel by itself, right? We will see. So we have to go over the water and across. Ah, there we are. There's our landing. Okay. Panic mode on.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Alright, Rusty, come on. Right, it's done the approach phase for me. So this calculation of 3658 is not where we are because we're already at 34. And as we make this turn, we will be arming the approach mode. Glide slope is coming in. So let's kick this in right now. That's just lit up all of this here. And now we can start flappage. So flaps 1. And we're going to be getting the gear out around axial. So let's bring the range down. We're 5 from axial, so we're going to go flaps 2 now. Localizer is coming in. Glide slope is coming in. It looks like, yeah, we've captured it. We've got it. Got them both at 3,000 feet. So 3,000 was enough. So the 3,000 plus the airport elevation would have worked. So now, because it's been captured, we can actually just take this up to whatever, and it won't matter. We can go way high. Actually, you would set the go around altitude here now.
2,500.
Right, so we're in flaps 2. We've only got one more stage to go. We're not quite at axial yet. So at axial, I'm going to get the gear down. I'm going to get flaps 3. And we are geared up for a landing. Right. Terrain is not a concern. Let's get rid of that. Declutter the screen a little. And also we need to arm boilers. What you would do is flaps 1, flaps 2, and then gear down and arm the spoilers. And then we can initiate flaps 3 just to get the speed down to where we need it. I'm just going to wait a little while. Alright, so flaps 3 it is. And now we're in full landing configuration. And everything looks sweet. Absolutely sweet. Now, the wind, we have an 8-knot wind, almost a perfect straight on headwind, but not quite. So, next thing to look out for is this number here, which is the height we are above the runway, which is not necessarily this. They're fairly tuned because the runway is not that high above the above the sea level. So where's my camera? This one. Not really helping. I want a more zoomed in one. So I think around, I normally do it around 700, but I might let the plane do it. I don't want to mess this up. I'll do it when I'm comfortable. So we start the flare at 30 feet. Idle thrust at 20 feet.
Above.
The ideal landing is 50. That the 50 feet will be called out on the zebra crossing.
100. 50.
Perfect.
40. 30.
Flare. Idle.
5.
We're drifting a little.
Retard.
Oops. I didn't quite pitch the throttle all the way down there. We're drifting a little off. I don't know if that's my joystick doing that or what. And I spent a little time getting the front wheel down. Yeah, I don't know if that's my joystick that's just a little bit too sensitive on the yaw. I think so. It does tend to drift quite easily when I'm making corrections, you know, as you were as I take over to land and I'm making corrections, I do find that the joystick's a little sensitive to the movement.
San Francisco ground, American 112 taxi to the gate.
American 112 taxi to gate Foxtrot.
These voices are just awful.
Cross runway 10 right Quebec Bravo Kilo Alpha.
Taxiing to gate Foxtrot 8 via taxiway Quebec cross runway 10 right Quebec Bravo Kilo Alpha American 112.
But yeah, just a slightly off-center landing is the least of my problems. I'm fine with that. So we've got the APU on, retracting the flaps now. You see, look how sensitive it is. What's going on with this? I'm sure we've got all the things set up though. But yeah, I'm happy with that. That was good. The plane did everything it was supposed to do. And obviously so did I. I need to just polish up my landings so that when I disengage the autopilot that I can stay on track. I mean, my altitude was brilliant. The moment we got over the threshold, the zebra crossing as I call it, and it called out 50, that was perfect. That's exactly where you need to be. And then the flare was a little bit much again. And because, I don't know, I think because we were flaring a little and everything, I was started to drift to the right. It wasn't because of the wind or anything. It's just, I think it's my joystick. You can even see it on the ground as I'm trying to make small adjustments by using the yaw, you know, to steer. It's, yeah, maybe a set of, you know those pedals, rudder pedals you can get? Maybe a set of those would help, because that's what real pilots are using. And then I wouldn't have to twist the joystick to do it. Maybe I can be more accurate with that. It'd be interesting to... I'm curious, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm happy with this one. That was good. Excellent. We didn't miss the runway, we captured the glide slope, plane came down, everything was spot on. Okay, I've lost the dots now. Where are you wanting me to go? Oh, over there? Oh, there, okay. Oops, I forgot the slats. Yeah, I think I can make that turn. Good thing about planes
Ladies
is...
and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during flight. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
Par excellence. Oh, ground power's available already. Turn the APU off then. I think the ground power just becomes available when you land. I think that's an option on the EFB on here.
The boarding requested.
Welcome to San Francisco, everybody. I shouldn't have to do that, but it's done. Yeah, it's done. Cargo doors are open, front cabin door is open. The rear one isn't, apparently. No. Oh, that stairs are not in place. Nobody gets off the back, everybody has to go via the jetway.
Passengers deboarding starting.
That is true, Mr. Budman. I'll show you. I think you call it something else, but this is a pasty. It's usually got meat and stuff in it, meat and mince and beef, or minced beef and carrots or something, and potato. That's what we call a pasty. They used to use them down the mines, and this crusty bit is so the miners who had black coal, black, you know, hands from the soot and the coal, they would hold onto this bit and then eat this. And some pasties back in the day had apple and then meat on one side and apple on the other, so they had like a dessert on one side and a meal on the other. Yeah. But now we just eat everything, including the crusty bits. Again, there's no... We keep coming to airports that don't have these see-through jetways so we can see the passengers walking off. Oh, that's part of the jetway come through, right?
Thank you.
Awesome. The jetways come right into the plane here. We'll pretend we didn't see that. Oh, brake's hot. Never noticed. Let's put the fans on. And what I love, yeah, you've seen this, right? The fans actually work on this thing. Let's get down there. See if we can get into the fan.
San Francisco ground Southwest 320 requesting pushback. Southwest 320 pushback request accepted.
Actually spinning. Is that noise from the fans themselves, I wonder? Okay, the brakes are fine now. Let's turn it off. Yep. That was the noise of the fans. Pixies. Successful landing, guys, and the stream so far under 2 hours, 1 hour 58.
Ground Southwest 320 requesting the end of pushback. Southwest 320 request to end pushback received.
Don't make me cancel you. Oh, it was this button I need to press. CFM engines, there we go. Perfect. Yes. Rusty can sleep happy tonight, knowing that we got it down. Nice. CRJ over there. I have to relearn how to fly that thing. I've only done like 2 flights in mine. And I bought the plane. I think you got, yeah, I think we all the sizes. There's 550 and a 700 and a 900, I think. They came as a pack. I have to learn how to fly them. But let me master this thing first. I always feel like it's either belongs to a magician or a snooker referee. The white gloves. Well. It's a shame that jetway has protruded right into the plane because... Oh. All Granny Wilson there, getting off. Whoa, hello. The knockers. The knockers are something else here. Ooh, tattoo man. Alright, thanks very much, mate. Alright, alright. Hey, you can't dawdle there. There you go. Get off. Come on, little girl. Where's your mum? Where's your mum? Oi. That's what the pasties go on. Yeah, pasty airlines. Brakes hot again? Oh. Delayed takeoff for cool. We're not taking off though, so it's all good. Oh, yeah, really happy with that, guys. We would have picked up the glide slope at 3000 because that is pretty much when we did pick it up anyway. So I think I'm going to try that as an experiment just to find out what the... Because there's quite a few airport, well, not necessarily airport, but runway elevations in the US where it's quite high above sea level. Some of them can be 2,000-3,000 feet above sea level. So add 3,000 to that, to the runway elevation, and then you want to be at least in that ballpark for picking up glide slopes and stuff. Obviously, in an RNAV approach, there is no glide slope to pick up. You just bring it in. Yeah. In an RNAV approach, do you pick up a localizer though? Because at least to center it on the runway. And then with RNAV, you kind of, it estimates, the plane estimates its way to the ground, doesn't it? Kind of. In the absence of a glide slope, it'll make its own calculations, I think. I did a stream on it, but I'm the kind of person that can do a stream on an RNAV approach and then forget how to do it, like in a couple of weeks' time. I don't know why the brake fan would be getting hot though. The engines are off, the parking brake is on, there's no throttle. Alright, so we've got toga, flex, climb, idle, and then holding in reverses we have full reverse. Like now a pilot would see those two levers that popped up, a pilot would have to put their fingers behind there and pull them. And then if I hold down reverses and pull back, we go to reverse idle mode, which is right on the orange. Leave go of the reverser, and then it resets back there. I can't make it go down any further. That's as far as it'll go, unless I press the reverses, in which case we can full throttle and it goes backwards. If I go here and then release the reverses and come back here, it jumps like that. I don't think it would do that in the real world, I don't know. But that's how it works. Okay, guys, that's it. Turn the brake fan off now. If the brakes are not cool now, then something's wrong. All the bag's been done. Yep. I think once the plane's engine goes off, the green dots and the square here, the coloured square, should disappear. It shouldn't stay here. It just looks too arcade gamey. Let's have a look at the airport. Yeah, it's not as big as LAX, is it? But yeah, San Francisco. Let's take a look in the area a sec. It's a little bit misty, isn't it? A little bit misty. Live weather. Looks nice though. I like the area. Looks nice. Big car park over there. Yeah, nice weather. Is that San Francisco over there? Do we have a wander? What are you doing here? All on your own? Getting repairs? San Francisco, I guess. So we're gonna get stutters here as the thing loads in. What's this? Yeah, the scenery's loading in, that's why it's stuttery. Well, looks like an apocalypse. There we go, it's looking a bit better now. Starting to load the buildings in. So, something happened to that. Is that? Oh, it looks like it's half a play field or whatever. What the hell is that place? Is that a memorial or something? Oh, it looks like not a coliseum, but auditorium? No. Is that the right word? I don't know. All the freeways with the cars. Quite light traffic as well. I could increase the amount of cars on the roads, but...
Do you want to deboard crew? Crew deboarding starting.
Why is it I need to close my cargo doors? Wow, look at this. It has to redraw the scenery now. I've got 10 gigabytes assigned for the cache, for caching scenery. We've already here, so all this scenery should be cached into memory by now.
Boarding starting.
Yeah, the pilots need a bus though. And the jetway's not there, so they're going to fall out. What the hell's going on with the doors, man? Oh, it says they're closed. Are they? Okay. They were open a minute ago. The crew some of the crew get out the back way as well. Let's have a look. Menu, config. I don't know where the doors are. It's not here, obviously. Menu, maintenance, doors. Where's rear entry? This one. Normally, to deboard the crew, a little special bus will come for the pilots. Maybe Phoenix. Phoenix is actually doing all of the GSX operations. Maybe it's not doing it quite right. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's get the doors closed. and we'll switch off. Alright, that's it. Hi Jeffrey, you've missed everything. We're done. I've just shut the plane down. But at least you'll have something to watch. So, it's 10 past 10. Sensible Rusty would say, go and eat something, because it's the more sensible time to do it now. And then just chill out and see if you can sleep at a decent time. Non-sensible Rusty says, let's stream something else. Yeah. Elite Dangerous. What again? No, I actually have some video editing I need to do, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. Hopefully I'll wake up okay tomorrow. Stream something else. That's because Jeff just got here. But I don't know, what can we stream that's not going to take too long? I don't mind doing a little bit of something. Yeah, I've got no objections to that. I mean, we can pop into Elite and do some stuff. Now, what else is there for Oliver Hardy to do? He's got the DBX ready for flying out 5,000 light years. We've got the route. We know what we're doing. We can't do anything to the Cobra until we've done that. I suppose Rusty... Jesus. My leg is full of bloody scratches. Literally bloody scratches. I don't know why. I think I must scratch my leg at night while I'm asleep or something. And it's almost like I've got cat-like fingernails. Because it makes me bleed. And I only discover them days after. And I've got one on my thigh, which I touch it and it's really sensitive at the moment. And I just touched it. So, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I can maybe add a couple of hours on. Just go beyond midnight and do something. The thing is, it's been a while since I've done any sim racing, but nobody joins the sim racing streams. I don't know. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow, so I think I'm going to try and do Sensible Rusty. Because if I can sleep tonight at a decent time, I can wake up tomorrow at a decent time. I'm going to have to spend at least 4 to 5 hours doing video editing tomorrow before the stream, before the Elite stream. So I want to have that ready for Mandy on Monday. There you go, Mandy Monday. Because I don't know whether she's going to grab it off me on Tuesday morning, her time, or Thursday. Sometimes it's Thursday. But yeah, I do these XFM, Ricky Gervais, Carl Pilkington radio shows, and I make them into videos. It's a lengthy process, but I like doing them. And then she uploads them and reacts to them on her channel. So I have to do that. I want to get that done this weekend. I would have done it today, but my mind just wasn't focused. And it didn't seem right doing it like that. So I'll have to do it tomorrow. So the stream will come after that. And yeah. The most I've ever taken over a video is, I think, 6.5 hours. And usually editing takes me about an hour to edit 10 minutes of a show. But I'm getting quicker. So yeah, I'll go and eat something. I don't know what. I'll think of something, and then I'll chill. Guys, thank you for joining me today. It's been awesome. It was a good flight, so cool. And the stream from yesterday, I needed to edit something on that, so I've done that. So the Elite Dangerous stream from yesterday with the DBX, that is now back online and good. And that's everything. So I appreciate your company, guys, as I always do, and I will catch you at some point tomorrow, all being well, for Elite Dangerous. So until then, take care, everybody, and I'll catch you then. Bye-bye.